Hello, AI Seeking the Truth. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, then you're missing out on my second channel and my backup channel in case something were to ever happen to my first channel. So if you haven't, reached over, hit subscribe, select, ring that bell, and select all, guys, because you're not going to get any weirder stories than what's on here. That's for sure. Check out some of our other ones, too. They're definitely deep. Because memory has been haunting me for years. I've had my mental health checked 3 times since it happened, and each time the doctors have told me that I'm fine. But the experience has left me lasting and wanting answers, and a huge impact on my life. It was the summer of 2016, and I was visiting my extended family in Slovakia. They live in the outskirts of a medium-sized town on the Slavic-Polish border, near the beautiful Tetra mountain range. A few days before I was set to leave and return to Canada, my mom and I decided to go for a hike in the forest near my grandparents' house. The forest was stunning, with trees towering above us and a gentle slope that made it easy to walk. We were picking mushrooms, enjoying the warm weather and scenery. After about 45 minutes, my mom decided it was time to head back home. I told her I wanted to go explore further into the woods, and she warned me not to wander too far. I continued on, taking in the sights and sounds of the forest. The trees seemed too close and also close around me, and the sunlight filtered through the leaves, created a dappled pattern on the ground. I felt a sense of peace and tranquility wash over me, almost like I was in a trance. That's when I heard the child's cry. It was a faint sound, but it seemed to come from deeper in the forest. I snapped out of my trance-like state and realized that the forest was eerily silent. There was no wind, no birds singing, no rustling of leaves, just the sound of the child's cry. Without thinking, I moved toward the sound. I told myself that a kid might be in danger, and I needed to help. The temperature seemed to drop as I walked and started to feel a chill run down my spine. I saw wooden crosses attached to trees, and they seemed to grow more frequent as I got closer to the source of the cry. Finally, the crying stopped, and I came to a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a figure that looked like a scarecrow. But as I got closer, I realized that it was something much more sinister. The figure was a rotting corpse, dressed in a baggy scarecrow clothing. I called out for the child, but there was no answer. And then the corpse seemed to move. Its limbs, arms swung toward me, and I felt a wave of fear wash over me. I screamed and I ran, not stopping until I reached the edge of the forest. And that's when I saw my family and some neighbors looking for me. They were relieved to see me, but I was shaken. I told them that I saw a bear and I'd ran away, but I didn't tell them about the corpse or the child's cry. When I got home, I cleaned up the bruises and scrapes I'd gotten from running through the forest. But that night, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The air seemed to grow colder, and I heard tapping at the doors. A raspy voice called out to me, telling me to let it in. I prayed and I prayed, but the voice wouldn't stop. And then I saw the corpse again, standing in our yard and waving at me. I closed the blinds and I prayed over my rosary until dawn. The next morning, I told my family what happened. At first, they didn't believe me, but then our neighbors found the mutilated bodies of 6 dogs, 6 cats, and 6 chickens. They'd been slashed and not eaten, and it was clear that something was going on. We left Slovakia soon after that. My great-grandmother died the following week, and I couldn't help but wonder if the experience was connected to her passing. Years later, my grandmother told me about the creature that had terrorized me. She called it the Bubak, a sadistic demon that lures its victims with the cries of children. I'm grateful that I made it out alive, and I've been praying ever since to keep these memories at bay. Even now, I still get nightmares about the Bubak, but now I'm trying to move on, to put the experience behind me. I didn't want to share this story and would have never shared it, Mike, except for I know that you've been hearing cries in the woods, and I worry about you, especially on your last boots on the ground whenever you were looking for the cries. I urge you, please look into this. It's no joke. The spelling of it is B-U-B-A-K. There's something out there, and when it cries, you need to get the hell out of the woods. Don't look for it. Don't mess around. Don't try to film it. You need to be leaving. You need to get out of the woods. Listen to your moderators. They are seeing things and hearing things you're not. Mike, we care about you. I appreciate that, and I do have really good moderators. You know, I try not to push things too far, but there is a risk at what we do, and we are trying to get evidence. But I do appreciate that a whole lot, and I am going to look into that. Thank you for sharing this. I will definitely look into it and see what I can find. Thank you guys for listening to AI Seeking the Truth, my second channel, guys, where we put all the just out of the realm, out of the norm stories, guys. And if you want to see this, you know, this continue, and not to delete the videos, you know, or the encounters that don't really go with abnormal, we'll put them here. And if you want us to do that, well, subscribe, like, ring the bell, and we'll know to keep doing that, guys. Thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you on the next one.